Hello, my name is Kristen Wyman. I'm a descendant of the Nipmuc Nation Natick band. The stories you're about to hear are stories of survival, resistance, strength, and perseverance. These are the voices of the first peoples of the land we now know as the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We will first hear from my cousin, Millie McGowan, Natick-Nipmuc. She will take us to Deer Island, a very sacred place to the native peoples of New England. It was here that as a result of the conflict between the English and the Indians during the 17th century, that the General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colonies devised a proclamation rounding up Indians, forcefully removing them from their lands, and taking them to Deer Island to stay without adequate food, shelter, or clothing necessary for survival. Consider the changes and the many different uses of the islands that have taken place since the 1600s, and understand that this is indeed a burial ground and a sacred place to the victims of a Holocaust that took place here on American soil in Boston Harbor. We will then travel with Jim Peters, Wampanoag, to Thompson Island, an island historically used by the Massachusetts Bay region tribes. Located where the three great rivers, the Neponset, Mystic, and Charles, emerge, this island was a great location for great councils, trading, and other business. While we hear the stories of Gil Solomon, sachem of the Massachusetts, and Anawan Whedon, Wampanoag, it is important to pay attention to the stark differences of worldviews. The European worldview holds the natural world as something disconnected from the human experience, where the natural world is something to be conquered and controlled and used for human progress. The Indian worldview holds the natural world as the very reason for human existence. It is to be learned from, it is to be respected, not to be exploited. In the next segment, you will see Larry Mann and his family, Nipmuc Nation, and an example of the importance of passing on our oral traditions to the younger generations. The history of the American Indian is not one of complete conquest. We are still here, and while there is a continuous struggle for cultural survival, we are persistently living our lives with the traditions of our ancestors and the challenges of sustaining that way of life with the demands of the modern world. There will be a continued effort in passing these traditions on to the younger generations so they too can keep our ancestry and identity alive.